Like seriously, if someone told me these things before, I probably would have still had my first Locs set in. I wouldn't have still, you know, I wouldn't be on set number 3 if I knew these things before. Hey Loc babes, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Gertrude. Sorry. My name is Addie Mae. Sorry. My name is Jenn. Okay, I'm feeling Gertrude and Addie Mae because of how my pin curl style came out. If you want to see how I did this and how I got to this, you definitely want to watch.
A few moments later.
If you would like to see how I got to be Gertrude and Addie Mae, you definitely want to stay tuned for my video on this hairstyle and how it became what it is today. So if you love all things locks and lifestyle, definitely stay tuned. So in today's video, we're going to talk about the 5 things that I wish I knew before I started my first lock set a few years ago. We're going to start our way at 5, and then we're going to work our way down to the biggest thing that I wish I knew before starting my first set of locks. Okay, so the first thing I wish I knew years and years ago is not all locks are the same. So years and years ago, my entire family had locks, minus my mom. Both of my sisters and my brother had locks all the way down to their butt, and I refused. I was still very much a wig and weave girly, and I was like, you will never get me trapped in that style. And I thought that it doesn't matter, like locks all start the same way. I didn't know that we had options like 2-strand twists, that we had instant lock, that we had micro locks, that you have sister locks, that you have all these ways to start your locks, braid locks. I didn't know that. So I thought they all started the same way, and I thought everybody's head had those little worms in it because you had to start your head with little worms. I thought you had to cut your hair off and you had to all start with the little tiny worms in your head. So if I knew that there were so many different variations of actually starting locks, maybe I would have had locks 10 years ago when the rest of my family did. Like, who knows? Number 4, I wish I knew that I didn't have to moisturize as much as I thought I had to moisturize. So I know people with locks, the typical thing, I see it in my clients a lot, is they're forgetting to moisturize their hair. And I think that's probably typical for most people with locks. It's like, oh, I didn't moisturize my hair. Because most people assume that oil moisturizes your hair. Oil is a sealant, so it locks in the moisture. What moisturizes your hair is water. So a lot of people just keep adding in oil and oil and oil, thinking they're actually moisturizing their scalp and moisturizing their locks, and they aren't. They're just greasing it up. So my first set of locks, I was like spritzing my head like a damp, like making my hair damp and adding oil in it almost every day. Almost every day. My locks look dull. They look gray. I felt like they were just weird. They were forming weird. It was just, they were beautiful in the beginning, but I thought I don't want to be one of those people with dry, ashy locks. I'm going to over moisturize and maybe my locks will look better, you know? That didn't happen. I ended up having severe product buildup. My head was on fire. I remember one week, my head was so itchy the whole week. I must have washed my hair, I don't know, 6-7 times that week, and I couldn't get it out. This is before I knew that I needed to deep cleanse. This is before I knew anything about locks. So it's just like, I don't understand what's happening to my hair. I'm gonna have to take these out soon. And ultimately that is what ended up happening. Mistake number 3, right? We're in 3. Mistake number 3, retwisting and retightening too soon. This one is so funny to me because you should have seen your girl. The second I saw like, okay, let me use one of my locks for example. This one's actually perfect. So if you guys could see this lock right here and all this new growth that I have here, the second that my lock went from my scalp to maybe like a ½ inch off my scalp, I thought, okay, it's time for me to retighten it again. So it's almost like every other weekend I would be retightening my hair every other weekend. And look how much new growth I have now. And I told you guys in a previous video that I'm still gonna wait probably another week or 2 before I get to my hair because I have a busy week and I have a busy weekend. But during that time, I remember my husband telling me, like, you're spending more time on your hair. Like, I thought locks were supposed to be like a freedom thing, and I thought you were supposed to get more time back because now your hair is locked. But like, you're doing something incorrect because you're spending so much more time on your hair. And at first I was like,
does your neck hurt, Tamar, from doing that? No.
Well, you don't even know what they are and you don't know what to do. But after a while, I'm like, yo, he's right. Every other weekend, why am I doing my hair? Like, what changed? What was the difference? Mistake number 2 was listening to bad advice. I'm assuming that you have locks, or you're looking to get locks if you're on my channel, or you just like the vibes over here. Whatever it is. People have opinions about everything that you do in life, and I'm sure you know that already. Whether you do something super great or you do something super bad, there's opinions. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone has an opinion. So the advice I was given, like, oh, you have to do this, you have to over moisturize, oh, you have to stop over moisturizing, oh, you have to do your hair maybe once every 3 months, you're doing it too often, oh no, you have to do your hair every 3 to 4 weeks, that's how you keep your grid. It was so many things people were telling me left and right. Try this oil, I make this oil at home, you shouldn't use that oil because this oil does that, you should only use this oil, you should use this product, have you tried this, have you tried that? And before I knew it, I became a product junkie for locks. So shout out to my old OGs out there who were naturalistas, if you still are, or if you have locks now, you know what product junkie I'm talking about. When my hair was natural and I had a whole big fro, I had 79 products in my cabinet at all times, and they all were halfway full. Why? Because after I used something halfway, you know, at the halfway mark, someone would show me something else. So I'm like, I wonder if the souffle is different than the souffle. Because I tried the souffle and then the souffle, but not the souffle. Like, what are we doing? It's all the same stuff, right? It's all the same stuff. So, okay. Gertrude got a little shake. You see? You see the little shake? Okay, now. I wasn't expecting that. Anyway, I became a product junkie. And I feel like it's because I was listening to the advice of everyone. I wasn't taking things with a grain of salt or using any type of discernment. Like, okay, she said that, but I don't really like her hair. Her locks don't look too healthy. I would be like, I should use that. Okay, check. What'd you say over there? I should be using that too. Okay, how long should I do it? All right, she said 3 months. She said about 3 to 4 weeks. Let me find the middle. Okay, so I could get both of those at the same time. I was just listening to everything everyone told me. And then at the end of the day, I absolutely hated my locks. They just did not look as I expected them to look. Not based on anyone else, but just based on my own hair. I wasn't satisfied with them. So again, ultimately, I ended up combing them all out and starting over again. The second time I started over again, you know what? I'll save that for another video. Let's just stick to this video. So, the number one thing that I wish I knew before starting my locks back then was not to expect instant results. I really thought because I left some 2-strand twists in my hair, some interlocks in my hair, that my hair was gonna be locked like in a month. I thought, like, I have a really tight 4C texture. My sister's hair textures are a little bit looser than mine. So I'm like, that's why it took their hair that long to lock. But my hair, we're gonna be locked overnight. And I was desperate for my hair to lock. I was so confused why it wasn't locking. I was so confused as to why it was so frizzy. I was confused about everything. And I'm just like, why isn't my hair locked? Like, it's been 2 or 3 months now. It should be locked by then. And I didn't know that I needed patience. I didn't know that the product buildup that I had was actually causing my locks to not mature at the rate that they should be. The overwashing my hair, the excessive washing, was actually breaking up what was happening to me locking my hair as well, because I was washing my hair 2-3 times a week, which is excessive. I didn't know anything, okay? I was green behind the ears. I didn't know anything. This was years and years ago, and I'm so grateful that I'm not that naive girl anymore. Yes, I am a loctician now. So obviously I know way more than I did before. I'm not guessing, I actually know. I have regimens, I have schedules, I have products, and I have lots of clients. So now I know what I'm doing. But back then, before I knew anything about locks, before they were of any interest to me, I was lost. And I was listening to everybody who spoke to me, good, bad, or ugly. So these are the 5 things that I wish I knew before I started my first Loc journey years and years ago. What are some things that you wish you knew before you started your Loc journey? Whether you're still on your first Loc journey, you're contemplating starting a Loc journey, or you had Locs before and you took them out. What is one thing that you wish you knew? Is it anything that I mentioned as well? Because I was lost in the sauce. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. I hope that you have a wonderful day and don't make the same mistake I did. I have plenty of videos on my playlist giving you steps, giving you expectations, giving you so many things that you can look forward to and so many things that you can let go of before you start your Loc journey. So take heed. Definitely watch those videos. Definitely do your research before you start. And remember that your Loc journey is your Loc journey. All right, until next time, guys. I'm really giving Gertrude.